I hope you guys are doing very well, and I come here again. Now, before we begin, I need a very quick mic check if as to whether I'm audible or not. So, if you could please write in the chat box as to whether you can hear me, and of course the visibility as well. And if both of those two things are taken care of, let us begin with what is it that we have for today. So please make use of the chat box and do write there as to whether I am audible or not, because today again I've come with a very important topic. It's the kind of topic which at least beginners tend to falter at. So I will need a lot of your undivided attention, but all of that will only be possible if the audibility is intact. So I'll just go take a peep in the chat box and come back. And once all of the logistics has been taken care of, we will begin with what we have for today. Okay, perfect. So I do have a confirmation as to my audibility. So let us begin. Now, what I've come today might not really be something which might suit the veterans here, right? So by veteran, I mean to say the moment you are about 3 to 4 months old, you could be somebody, for whom this might not be very helpful. But if you are somebody who's starting now, this information is going to be very helpful. In fact, there will be a bit along the entire, the script that we have for today, wherein it will begin to get important even for the ones who have been, conditioned into giving the mocks altogether. Now, most of the times I come across with students saying कि मैम हमने तो अभी join किया है, हम mock दे क्या? Or there's another very bothering question that they have, and that is हमारा अभी syllabus ही नहीं खत्म हुआ है तो हम mock कैसे दें? So today, these are the two questions that we are going to be attending to, and we are going to understand how important mock is, and irrespective of kitna syllabus hua hai ya how old you be into the coaching regimen, mocks are the very yardstick of your preparation which you must start on day one. So say for example, अगर आपने admission ही Sunday को लिया है तो उस Sunday भी 2 बजे mock है तो आप दो. So mocks are not equivalent to the syllabus, and mocks clearly are not equivalent to class में कितना खत्म हुआ है या हमारे scores कब आना चालू होंगे. None of that. Mocks are the only thing that will help you realize and know real time performance कैसे होती है. So like I said, these two questions, I know a lot of you guys might have it in the head. बहुत लोगों ने अभी तक शुभारंभ भी नहीं किया होगा. You guys might have not started on the mocks as yet. Clearly, because you feel that there is a lot more in the syllabus. Yes, there is a section which is a little syllabus oriented. I agree. In fact, 2 sections, so to say. But are they the kind of section for which you should wait to not give the mock at all? No. What we are going to be learning today is what are the learning values of the mock outside the score. So mock सिर्फ score ही नहीं बताता है. It is a true test of a lot of other capabilities of yours which will come in handy जिस दिन आप CLAT दोगे. So it's going to be a very short, very sweet, a very eye-opening sort of a YT live today, wherein we will bust all of these myths that we have around syllabus. हुआ है कि नहीं, कितना हुआ है, and how important are mocks really. So let us begin with, are we still waiting to complete the syllabus before the mock? Of course not. Stop right there, because what we're going to be talking about is going to be the kind of mindset that you require to be attempting onto the mocks. Now, before we move on to that, if there are people who are, of course, looking for study material, then on our Amazon, we have these amazing books. We have a CLAT A-led book, which has all the previous year papers. We have the OLEDs, which are called the other law entrance. And of course, we've got the complete guide with 15 solved question papers as well, available, like I said, on Amazon. If you wish to get your hands on it, this is how they look like, and that's how you order today. And we have a fresh batch starting. We have the QR code here. You can always scan the QR code and get all the details for it. And if CLAT is what your dream is, then maybe you should only be 1 click away from being able to chase your dream. With all of that, let us begin. Now, first things first, let's understand, are we any of this? So are you still waiting to complete your syllabus before starting the mock? बहुत सारे बच्चे होते कहते मैम अभी तो syllabus ही नहीं हुआ है, अभी तो पता ही नहीं mock में क्या करना है, मैम पहला दिन है समझ में नहीं आ रहा, अभी एक ही हफ्ता हुआ है तो क्या हमें mock देना चालू कर देना चाहिए? So we clearly need to first stop and realign ourselves. Why? Because it's not the CLAT prep, it's the procrastination that you are doing in disguise. It's some way or the other wherein you are just postponing your performance in the mock. So stop thinking कि यार syllabus नहीं हुआ है क्या अभी कर लेना चाहिए. करो, आज से करो, अभी से करो. It has to be done now and it has to be done starting whichever be the week that you join. Because when, like I said, you do the mocks, you are not only training yourself or you're not only preparing to see what the score is. I know पहले दूसरे mock में शायद बड़े depressive scores आ सकते हैं. You might just see the topper maybe, say about 80-90 marks ahead of you. And that can actually take a toll on our mental health also. कि यार हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? Is this the right decision? And all of those things are very normal. But again, there are going to be so many things that you will begin to well verse yourself, which maybe 2 months down the line आप नहीं कर सकते हो. Do you think you can afford to do time management 2 months later? No. We're in July. 2 months later, you're going to be sitting in August, September. It's not something that you can afford to do. Do you think you can change strategy then? Do you think you can change your pattern then? Do you think you can change your sequence then? Do you think you can change your time allotment per section then? Do you think you can increase your attempt then? Do you think your accuracy is going to move on? None of those things can happen. Do you think you can handle pressure? Do you think your reading is on point? ये सब चीजें कहाँ से टेस्ट होंगी? Always remember guys, RSMs में, classrooms में, externally कोई भी assignment को solve करना एक बहुत ही different ball game होता है. Mock में बैठ के, because while doing the mock is the only time you will have these jitters coming to you wherein you'll be like, okay, my life depends on it. And that is what will put your performance, your confidence, everything that you own at stake. And which is why that is the best mirror, the best reflection of what the performance is. So of course, I think I've set the tone already, and that is mocks are important irrespective of whichever be the kind of stage that you're going to be in. So let's continue with, of course, the one mindset जो हमारा होता है. Let me finish a few more topics. और फिर हम लोग क्या करेंगे, हम लोग mock को देना चालू कर देंगे. But always remember, it is going to cost you rank, confidence, maybe even a shot at the NLU. Now, if you have joined now, you do have previous mocks. Those mocks become your asset. वो आपके asset है, उनको आप use करोगे देखने के लिए आपकी performance कितनी आगे बढ़ी है. But जो currently mocks हो रहे होंगे, उसको आप क्यों दोगे? क्योंकि you have to know where you stand. What is it that you need to work upon? क्या पता पहले mock में सिर्फ बैठे हैं क्योंकि हमें सीखना है 2 घंटा टिक के कैसे बैठते हैं. What if in the initial mocks you're just learning how to read? Maybe the size of the CLAT booklet is intimidating. लग रहा है ये कैसे होगा? OMR कौन सी चीज होती है? What is an OMR and how do you go about filling your OMRs? The kind of mistakes that you do in the OMR, you never get another chance. So there are so many things that you learn. The externalities. कोई इंसान बड़ा बड़बड़ा के पढ़ता है, कोई पेन से स्क्रिबल कर रहा है तो उसकी आवाज आ रही है, फैन ऑन हो रहा है, किसी का फोन बज गया. There are so many things that can distract you. But it is these mocks that are going to tell you how to gather yourself together, keep your head in the game, and not look up till the time you've not finished the 120 questions. So a mock is a big time deal. It is a real time deal that we have. So mocks are never as per syllabus. So much to say. First mock अगर आप कहीं पे भी दोगे, that is January में जो mock हुआ होगा, शायद वो भी syllabus के according नहीं होगा. I know, like I said, we will be covering DI and GK. Yes, I do understand. But otherwise, nothing is as per the syllabus. Everything is as per your approach. It is as per your skill. CLAT is not the kind of paper wherein you actually have to learn like a UPSC aspirant. CLAT is the kind of paper wherein your comprehension, your inference skill, and your deductive skills are checked. This is not something a syllabus can teach. And we do so many classes only because we want to train you that skill, not otherwise. So ऐसा कभी नहीं है कि आप पढ़ नहीं सकते. Reading comprehension ही तो है. All what you have to do is just approach like you've always done, unseen passages all throughout your life. It is no rocket science at all. But thinking that abhi karunga baad mein is probably the biggest put off and not something that you guys should be doing at all. So they are not for checking the syllabus. They are only for building your stamina, your mindset, your time control, and your strategy. मेरे को किस सेक्शन से स्टार्ट करना है, इंग्लिश से कि लीगल से, डीआई से करूं, कितने क्वेश्चंस छोड़ूं, कितने लगाऊं, नेगेटिव मार्किंग मुझे कितना हार्म कर रहा है, हाउ विल आई नो व्हाट इज गुड फॉर मी, व्हाट इज बैड फॉर मी, मेरे कौन से क्वेश्चन स्टेम्स लगते हैं, मेरे को कौन सा जॉनर समझ में नहीं आता है, मुझे टॉट्स ज्यादा पढ़ना है कि सीपीसी ज्यादा पढ़ना है, मुझे स्पीड डिस्टेंस टाइम आ रहा है कि मुझे डीआई के सेट्स लगाने में प्रॉब्लम. हाउ विल यू नो? You will only know all of this when you sit for the mock, my dears. And which is why the mocks are really important. So now the big mistake that most of the students make is, for example, would you learn swimming from tutorials and jump into the competition? Sounds crazy, right? You will have to be there. थोड़ा छपड़ छपड़ करोगे तब तो समझ में आएगा ना कि कैसे होती है. देख के तो नहीं होगा. So likewise, when you just keep seeing it and not attempting it, you will go nowhere. You will have to make sure that you start taking baby steps. Slight bit of it. Just keep pushing yourself. 1% 1% advancement per day. And that is what will get you to the ultimate goal that you have. So that's exactly what students do when they delay the mocks until the syllabus is done. You are only visualizing what it is. And the 11th hour, if you think, yaad se main mocks dena chalu karunga, no, by that time, while you are giving one mocks, the other aspirants are giving 4 mocks or 5 mocks, or maybe somebody is giving a mock daily. वो आपसे any which ways रेस में इतना आगे है that we will never be able to cover this distance, and that is what is going to cost us. So CLAT, please understand, is not syllabus bound. It is a skill test, and mocks are not an end reward. They are only a beginning of what the real training seems to be for the CLAT examination. Now, something that you must know. So what mocks actually train you for? So mock, as much as mocks is about your score, your candidature, what does your future look like, how prospective is your chance of getting into a national, your eligibility, so on and so forth. Yes, भाई ये तो बताता ही है. बट इसके अलावा बहुत सारी चीजें होती है जिसको हम टर्म करते हैं एक्सटर्नैलिटीज. वो भी तो मॉक समझाता है. So let's see what. So they begin to train us for the stamina. What's stamina? मेंटल फोकस फॉर 120 मिनट्स, 2 घंटे के लिए अनपर्टर्ब्ड 2 से 4. इट्स नॉट इजी. सुबह 10 से 12 होता तो वेरी इजी, शाम को 5 4 से 6 होता वेरी इजी, 2 से 4, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट दैट टाइम कैन डू? इट्स द मोस्ट, इट्स अ डेविल ऑफ एन आवर. इट्स द टाइम वेर नींद इतनी आती है कि यौन करो तो आंख से आंसू आ रहे होते हैं. वी फील सो डंप आफ्टर हैविंग द लंच दैट ऑल व्हाट वी वांट टू डू इज जस्ट लाई डाउन. नाउ इन दैट आवर you are expected to perform, and you have to perform the best performance that you've ever given. So it's not easy. It's only when you sit upright from 2 to 4 for the next 10 mocks will you actually know what it feels like to sit put for 2 to 4, between 2 to 4. वही मॉक आप 10 बजे देके देखो, वही मॉक आप रात में 8 बजे देके देखो, और वही मॉक आप 2 बजे देके देखो, you will know what I'm talking about, because your marks will vary, they're going to vary, exponentially. Next, your time management. Now, 2 hours is all you have to finish 120 questions, which actually means 1 minute per question. But there's so much of reading also. CLAT का booklet एक mini novel लगता है. What is going to help you is going to be the strategy. Strategy आप कैसे बनाते हो? Sequence, speed and skip समझ के. क्या sequence में करना है? DI और GK आपके कौन से? ये आपके these are your break sections. These are the kinds of sections wherein you don't have to hustle. इनको कहाँ बैठाना है? वो आपका forte है कि नहीं? What should be your sequence? Some people like reading in one go. Some people like to take breaks while reading. Some people like कि non-reading sections end में करें. Some people feel कि non-reading पहले कर देते क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा scoring है. So there's going to be so much around the sequence that you would want to know. Speed. किस section को कितना time दोगे? मैंने आज बोल दिया 30 minutes for English section. Do you think you'll be able to finish in 30? हो सकता है आपको 40 लगे पर आपका एक्यूरेसी बेटर हो, किसी के लिए 20 लगे आपका एक्यूरेसी बेटर हो. So what we give you is a blanket idea of what it should be, but you will decide for yourself. You have to customize all of this. And skip. Please know that CLAT comes with a negative marking of 0.25 minus, which means actually अगर आप गलत करते हो कोई भी क्वेश्चन तो आपका 1.25 गड़बड़ होता है. अगर आपके पास 2 क्वेश्चंस है, उसमें से आपने एक क्वेश्चन गलत किया तो your score will be 0.75. एक क्वेश्चन का मार्क भी तो नहीं, और जो एग्जिस्टिंग मार्क्स है उसमें से भी घटा, तो बहुत घटता है. A lot is at stake. So these are of course going to be कौन सा skip करना है, कौन सा रखना है. Of course the mocks will tell you, no other. On the day of CLAT you can't expect that you're going to be trying all of this. Next, the strategy. Which sections to hit or leave? Obviously that's very important. We have to know कौन सा सेक्शन. DI मेरा नहीं बैठता, ओके चलो ठीक है, अभी DI नहीं करना. DI एंड में रखेंगे, अगर टाइम बचा तो, नहीं भी बचा तो ठीक है, रीफोकस कर लेते हैं. 12 नंबर वहां छोड़ना है तो रीफोकस करके टाइम ऐसा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर देते हैं कि बचे हुए 108 क्वेश्चंस में से मेरी एक्यूरेसी 100 के ऊपर आ जाए. Obviously you're giving more time than the other ones on the same section. It should happen. Or vice versa, maybe something else. some other dynamic planning that you have. Again, the mocks will teach you that your risk tolerance, guessing versus leaving, kitna, how much are you ready to risk? How much can you guess? कितना भगवान के नाम पे हम लोग कर सकते हैं और कितना is going to be my retention, my actual knowledge that is going to come to play. I will not be able to gauge any of that. And again, when you're trying to be doing your home assignments, you never have that anxiety. You never have that feeling wherein this is what is going to be the very decisive index. So again, a mock is a real teacher here. Your pressure handling, very important. Sitting in a room where in the moment you lift your head up, आपको समझ में आता है कि जितने बच्चे आपको दिख रहे विसिनिटी में, सब उसी एक कॉलेज के लिए अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हैं. और सीट्स कितनी है? 200, 180, 150, 110. In total, there are only 2300, 2400. चलो मोटा मोटा 2500 seats for lakhs of aspirants. Do you know what it can be to be sitting in a room? It can be very daunting. And the moment you begin to tremble, your confidence will take the lowest dip and your anxiety will consume you in a way wherein there can be no coming back. And that is going to be, the downfall of our performance altogether. So how do you become a pro? How do you begin to be okay with that sort of an environment? It's the mocks. The real weakness check. Now, not what you think you're weak at, but what you actually struggle with. तो बहुत बार आपको लगता है कि मे बी मेरी इंग्लिश नहीं समझ में आ रही, मुझे नहीं हो रही. ओके, बट इंग्लिश पैसेज करते टाइम सब सही हो रहा है, तो मे बी यू अंडर एस्टिमेटेड योर सेल्फ. इंग्लिश बोल नहीं पा रहे पर पढ़ने पे सब समझ में आ रही है, तो उतना ही तो करना है. सो लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स वी थिंक दैट दिस इज नॉट फॉर अस. वी माइट थिंक जीके का बैकलॉग इतना है, जीके कैसे होगा, बट जब आप करने बैठते हो तो लगता है यार इंटरेस्टिंग है ये. So it's the mocks which will tell you where you struggle at, or maybe you could be very good in English, but then you're not good with reading comprehensions. So again, what is going to let you know? It is of course going to be the mocks again. So, but my syllabus isn't over. Most of you still have that same, it's like a tape which is stuck on that reel wherein it just goes about by saying, so मेरा भी parajumbles नहीं हुआ है, मेरे assumptions नहीं हुए हैं, how do I sit for the mock? What is the truth bomb that we have? CLAT isn't about completing a book list. It's not a checklist. Like I said, it's about a learning which is outside what has been. Of course, what we do in the class is only an attempt to get you closer to the syllabus. Who knows कौन सा passage देंगे? हम तो आपको well versed कर रहे हैं बस. And that is what we try. So please understand, the CLAT paper tests our reading speed, our comprehension, and our inference skills. No book can teach that. With book, you can practice a lot, but how you will ultimately perform in this will always be decided by the mocks. So you can do your study from the notes, of course, you can practice it, but please remember the training will happen only with the mocks. Now, the one syllabus that I do understand, हाँ भाई GK है, and of course DI. DI again, it's basic math, so it's not that you can't do it, but DI भी I understand कि we've not done it in class, so thoda sa we want the brushing up of the topic. Yes. But with the mocks, the GK will always take into account the big news, or it is going to be something that has happened very, very actively and something that's made a lot of noise in that month. So agar aapka pehla mock hai aaj ka, so you're expected to at least be aware, if not knowledgeable of all things. They're only checking your awareness. So please attempt to karo dekhne ke liye. या 2 section को छोड़ दो, बाकी 3 तो करो. See and experience what it looks like. So yes, GK is the kind, like I said, it does have a syllabus-ish sort of a thing. But again, over here, what do we have to check in the mocks? How well can we recall under time pressure? कितना ज़्यादा याद आता है? Are you confident with the news, the current names जितने भी आपने याद किए? Do you really think you can, cope up? You can keep up with all of those? It's the mocks that will reveal your attention level, your panic threshold. जब आप panic करते हो तो how much time does it take, for you to gather yourself and start performing again? And of course, your real test reactions. Again, GK is not really about knowing everything. It's about reacting well to the information that we have. So ultimately, how to start giving the mocks in the smart way? Don't be afraid of the low scores, guys. It's okay. Because you're learning so many things which the scores will never teach you. The scores will come. It's not that it wouldn't. But then there are going to be a lot of other learnings that you have to do before you start scoring. And which is why you have to get on to press the pedal on the mocks right away. Get up. No more being latent about it that okay, I will eventually. No more procrastination. Please make sure कि आप उसको अभी से start करो. Every mock, understand, is a feedback loop. So what will you do? Starting now, every Sunday 2 to 4 there is a mock. You know of it. आप लोग उसे दोगे. Online, offline, print out करा के कैसे भी. If you have the nearest LE center, please go there and give. But you will give a mock. उसको एक habit बनाओगे, उसको एक नियम बनाओगे. You will make it a ritual to sit put 2 to 4. You will attempt it like your real CLAT. We want to attempt the mock so many number of times that on the day of the CLAT, it looks like another mock to us. एंड जब वो फेमिलैरिटी आती है ना, जब वो कंफर्ट आ जाता है, तो ऑफ कोर्स हमारी परफॉर्मेंस अपने आप रॉकेट हो जाएगी. एंड यू विल डू अ पोस्ट मॉक एनालिसिस वेयर यू विल एनालाइज योर एक्यूरेसी, योर टाइम, योर कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल, and you will see if you wish to re-strategize it or not, right? So you don't have to be ready to give the mocks. Mocks are what will always be readying you. Please remember that. So if you're still waiting to complete the syllabus before the mocks, like I said at the starting, stop it, because mocks are not equivalent to the syllabus at all. Your syllabus will always be incomplete until the last day, but CLAT will always reward the smart ones. It is not about the endless reading, it's about more strategic reading that we have. So I know it's going to be messy. I know it's going to be very crazy. I know they're going to be the lowest of the points. They're going to be all sorts of things that are going to happen. You might want to lose. You might want to, rethink as to your choice of giving marks. I mean, CLAT and all things. But it's okay. That is what that is the kind of struggle we want. It is all a part of preparation. If you're not doing that, what are you really preparing for? It's a war out there. And you will have to train yourself like a warrior, like a true warrior, because if we're not doing that, then we're where? We're nowhere. So the marks are, of course, important. So very quickly, a quick recap is what I want. You're going to start doing the marks now. You're going to learn from each attempt. You will make an error log, and उसमें आप अपनी सारी गलतियों को देखोगे. You will build stamina, focus, and strategy. हम लोग ने अभी बात किया था. Mocks are, of course, a true reflection of a lot of things. Sit down 15 minutes after the mock, collect yourself, and think what were the things you could have done better. And then make those your agendas for the next mock. Let your mock failures be your teachers. We're, of course, there, but how much can we guide you? We can't guide you how to, rake your confidence. You will do that to yourself. And mocks, of course, is how we say they are the dojo. Right? They are our lab, they're going to be our training ground. So I think I'm going to rest my case here because I have made enough persuasion around how important the mocks are and how necessary it is for you. Mandatory समझ लो, compulsory समझ लो कि इसको तो करना ही करना है. If you get the kind of push that I'm giving and the kind of importance that mock has, all what you have to do is write in the comment box, mock game strong. So I will know that I have made a difference and that I've gotten the ball rolling at least. Please start giving the mocks because there is no other teacher like the mocks. And the kind of experience that you're going to gain out of it is going to be immense, it's going to be valuable, and it is what will get your ship sailing. That's going to be it, guys. I will see you again with some more strategy videos. If there's anything that bothers you specifically around which आपको चाहिए कि मैं कोई video बनाऊं, please write it in the comment box and I will try and make a video around it. Share it with other like-minded friends who also are stuck and who have not given the push. They have not taken the plunges yet, because if not now, it is really going to be never. Thank you so much and have a great day, everybody.